Hey everyone. Let's see if I can zoom. Oh, I can zoom you in big time. Today I wanted to just do a quick little demo because we've sort of reached a little milestone. Um, at Potter USA, we have been collecting and sharing impression dies for many, many years. And one of today's dies of the day, it is October 9th, 2023. This is our 1000th botanical impression die. So it is available today and tomorrow, I believe. But that's huge. That is just one category. So since I believe it's been since about 2017, 2016, um, we have been offering impression dies, and just today we reached 1000. So I thought it was worthy of a live video just to show you what it looks like pressed. So this is the impression die. Here it is, BT 1000. It is on our website right now. And hi, Patty. So what I'm gonna do, I have already prepared my metal. It's probably about 18 gauge fine silver. I'm gonna place my silver on top of the design on the die, and this one should be a fairly easy one to press. I'm gonna take this piece of really busted up urethane that I have used many, many times. Brand new, they look like pretty much like this, just a nice clean chunk of urethane. But after you use them a while, they get busted up, and I think they work better this way. So I have my metal, about 18 gauge fine silver. I have never pressed this, so if it fails miserably, it will be user error. That's what it is most of the time. Okay, so I'm gonna place my urethane on top. This is our 20-ton Rincon hydraulic press. I am using the electric version, but this same process works with the manual as well. Slide that back over. Okay. So with the urethane, it's too big to fit underneath my tool steel pusher with all these spacers, so I'm going to remove the 1/2 inch spacer. And this is our 2-inch tool steel pusher. This helps focus the pressure from the press, the 20 tons, onto a smaller surface area, so that will help your metal form down into the die itself. I have the tool steel pusher centered left to right and front to back, and I have the place where I'm working on this die centered underneath the pusher. So I am going to go ahead and press it, and we'll see what we get after one pressing. Okay, let's pop that out. Oops. So that's not too shabby for one pressing. You can see here, these areas have not gotten all of the detail. So I'm going to put this back in the die, and I'm going to place the urethane over these areas that have not gotten all the detail. And then I'll probably press and then rotate my die, press and rotate it a couple times. So the first thing I want to do is make sure that I get my metal registered back in the die, and you can just kind of wiggle it back and forth. You can feel when it locks into place. So I'm going to, you can see I'm going to place my urethane sort of over to one side. And when I center this, I'm not centering the die, I'm centering the place where I am putting pressure onto the design itself. So right now, where that urethane is, that's where I'm centering it, even though the die itself is off to the side. So let's press it. I'm gonna press it and rotate it and move the urethane around, but always making sure that the area that I'm working on is centered in the press. I'm going up to about 1800 psi with the electric, but it will vary depending on what gauge you're using, what metal you're using, lots of different variables. We'll do a couple more presses, and then I think we probably have it. Still one more. All right. So here's our busted up urethane, even more busted up. And here's what the back looks like. Let's see if we can pop it out. Oh yeah, that's easy. Ta-da! I'm gonna double check and see if I'm missing any detail. There we go. So these are mirror image, so that would fit in like this. So I always like to compare the detail in the die to the pressed. Oh, Patty, yeah. Oh, it'll be gorgeous pierced. And it looks like I can probably get a little bit more detail here in the petals of this flower. And probably down here. So I think what I'm gonna do, I'm just checking. Most of the detail in these like swirly Art Nouveau pieces, those have come out, but I do want to get a little bit more detail in the leaves. So I'm going to, I could anneal it, and that's what I probably should do, but I'm just going to try again. And what I'm gonna do to focus that pressure even further, I have the first and only bowl I've ever raised out of copper, and I use it to hold all of my busted crumbles of urethane. Because I know that the areas that need detail are the leaves, I'm going to use a much smaller piece of urethane, and I'm going to place it over where the leaves are. So for this first pressing, let's try to get more of the detail up here. And if that doesn't work, then I will anneal it and we will do it again. So here's where those leaves are. I'm going to place that small piece of urethane right over that section. And we're going to press it. All right, let's take a peek. The urethane popped off. So this is the area, that we are looking for. So we got a little more detail, but I think we need to anneal it. I did not expect to have to anneal, so I have to go over to the other side of my studio, but it'll take me like a minute. So I will be right back. Just a second. Does anyone have any questions? Yeah, when you do, sometimes it depends on the die, but a lot of times it's a good pressing if it's a little bit harder to get out. I find that happens as well. Okay, so I have annealed this. Like I said, this is fine silver, so there's no oxidation that builds up. We are going to, again, we're going to aim for getting more detail in this flower right at the top. So I'll put that metal back in place. I'm going to place my small piece of urethane over that flower. And let's press it again and see what we get. Okay. And there we've picked up a lot more detail. You can, Leah. You can use any kind of oil. So it could be machine oil, you could even use olive oil, you could use baby oil. I know some people use like a very thin coat of Vaseline. That's more useful on sort of deeper shot plates and deeper impression dies. A die that's like this, that doesn't have any super fine, tight details. This one's more like free flowing, free form. This one you probably wouldn't, but it is a good practice. You do want to, if you do use oil, just put a very thin coating. It doesn't have to be goopy or dripping or anything. Yeah, so we sell the urethane pieces on our website. After the live, I will add links to the description of this video so that you can find it. Okay, so I want to get a little bit more from that flower. That same flower. So I'm using the same piece of urethane, but I'm going to turn the die a little bit. It's about 180 degrees from where I had it before. And I'm just going to press it one more time. Oops, wrong way. Okay. Now we'll take a peek. Yeah. So this flower, I believe we've gotten all the detail from that. Another section where I think we can get more is right in this center area. I feel like there's some detail in those petals or leaves in the die that I think we can get a little bit more. So we will aim for this middle section. So again, I'm making sure my metal is locked in place, and I'm going to use that smaller piece of urethane. And I think it was about here on the design. Okay. And let's press it. We'll press it a couple times. I'll move the urethane around again and see if we can pick up all that detail. Always making sure to center. And I'm just gonna go ahead and hit some other areas where I know there are leaves that might need a little more pressure. And let's take a look. All right, that looks pretty dang good. There may be, it's sort of hard to tell. I need some putty, but I don't have any. You can use silly putty or polymer clay to get to press into the die and compare that to the design, to your stamping, to see if you get all of the detail. Yeah, lead is traditional. That is traditionally what was used. It works extremely well, but it also contaminates your studio. So I know I don't allow lead into my my shop. We have some videos on our channel showing lead contamination. You could probably just search for lead in our on our page and you'll see it because if you get just a tiny speck of lead on your metal and you heat it, it eats this massive hole into your silver and there's pretty much nothing you can do to save it at that point. So I don't use I don't use pewter or lead. But traditionally that is what was used for die striking. So that is our 1000th botanical die. Does anyone have any questions? If not, I will pop off here and I'll probably apply a patina. We'll see. Maybe if you're interested, I could do maybe another video, probably not today, but maybe tomorrow, piercing it out. Let me know, comment below, share this with your friends. If you don't already, follow us on Facebook and Instagram. We are Potter USA. I think Potter USA Official. And then we also have our Facebook group, Potter USA hyphen jewelry group. So we post a lot of things there and we're going to start doing more here on YouTube. So thanks everybody. Post questions and we will answer them and have a good Monday.